1 2 1 2. Yeah. Guest mic. Mic. Try now. Guest mic. Yeah. 1 2 1. Mic. 1 2 1 2. Yeah, here. This will be your mic. We tested it already. So we're just gonna have the introduction first. Yasmin's gonna go through the headlines, the catch up since Christmas, and then I'll get fun.
Is the mic okay? Can you hear everything? Yeah. Perfect. Me? Yep.
Do you want us to try all of them, or
Just mine, apparently. Is it?
I think it's the level, so it's fine with all of them. So we start with the small one. When you're doing interviews. Okay. Okay, cool.
So for the interview,
So we always look to the small camera. Yeah, just the interview that gets the other angle. Cool. It's been a while since we haven't done it. I can feel the initial anxious. Is this the first time you're coming to the CUTV?
To this one, yeah.
So as part of you're part of JOMEC, right?
Yeah.
That's right. And so outside of the community journalism course, what else do you do?
So I mainly oversee the masters and the kind of practice vocational side of it. So it's the
Oh yes, I remember you were in the opening day for the masters.
yeah, probably.
Yeah. And I think I've talked to you. I remember now because you were familiar, but I couldn't remember where I saw you. So now I remember.
In the JOMEC theaters.
Just hanging around. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually today I met some faces that I see quite often, which are the Gemma and the guys digital journalism, that lead and team, and they are doing writing for the media today.
Yeah.
We are also overwhelmed that we're finally meeting someone from Postgrads and like something more practical.
I remember you were in the opening day for the masters.
Yeah, probably.
And I think I talked to you. I remember now because you were familiar, but I couldn't remember
That's
where I saw
the
you. So now I remember.
In the JOMEC theaters.
Just hanging around. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually today I met some faces that I see quite often, which are the Gemma and all the guys digital journalism.
Is that screen visible?
Yeah, they lead the M team.
Is that screen visible?
They are doing writing for the media today.
Yeah.
We are also overwhelmed that we're finally meeting someone from postgrads and like something more practical. I actually like this more than.
You were familiar, but I couldn't remember
That's
what I saw you say.
In the JOMEC. welcome to CUTV News Show. I'm Elena.
And this is Yasmin.
And now that the exams are over and you've handed in all your essays on time, we are back to keep you updated with some news around the world and especially around you and your university. Don't forget, follow us on Twitter. It's at Cardiff Union TV, hashtag CUTV News. Yasmin, we have a lot to catch up on.
There's loads to catch up with, indeed. In Kiev, bullets now meet Molotov cocktails. The protests happening in the Ukrainian capitals are getting bigger and bigger, making their first victim on January 22nd. The protesters still demand the resignation of President Viktor Yanukovych, accused of rejecting ties with the European Union and getting closer with the Russian government. This week's also was announced the 2014 Welsh varsity date. The biggest student sporting event will take place on April 9th. And of course, CUTV will do all the covering up. Last night as well, 200 students were gathered for a debate organized by iNewspaper on young people and politics. One of the most memorable comments came from Lisa Morkwell, editor at the Independent newspaper, and who warned the audience of the X-factorization of politics. The outcomes of the debates were that women and young people don't see anyone in politics who looks or sounds like them.
So there's a lot going on around the campus. We have one more breaking news. That's it, the first community journalism MOOC. So basically, with us we have today Professor Richard Sambrook.
Hello.
And he's the director of the Centre for Journalism at Cardiff University. So last year, Cardiff University launched the UK's first academic centre for community journalism, the very first in the UK.
As far as we know, yeah. So it's a centre based in the School of Journalism here, which is just about studying community journalism and helping to launch new community journalism sites.
And this year it's going further with a more practical approach to it.
This year we're launching this MOOC, Massive Open Online Course. So MOOCs are starting to take off around the world out of universities, and basically it's short online courses offered by universities which are open and free to anyone.
Sorry, just to interrupt you. So MOOC, it stands for Massive Open Online Courses.
That's right.
And for whoever is not familiar, that's pretty much what happens with most online language courses.
That kind of thing, yes, exactly. But more and more universities are offering these short courses, and they tend to be free and give you a taste of the kinds of expertise and the kinds of depth of study you can find in universities. But it's like a short taste of courses, really.
Okay, so this one is focused on journalism, especially community journalism. Why focusing on that? Well,
partly because we've got the Centre for Community Journalism in the university, and therefore that's something that differentiates Cardiff, that's special to Cardiff and to the School of Journalism here. But also community journalism is a fast developing new media sector. And it's a very interesting area, and as local news starts to close, I heard today that Media Wales are starting to close more offices in the valleys and so on, so there's less and less mainstream media covering local communities, but more and more people are starting their own websites and their own local community services. So it's a big area of change and development, and therefore it's interesting to study, but also for many people it's an opportunity for them to launch their own sites and get involved themselves. So
can we consider that community journalism is important for democracy?
Well, I think so, because here in Wales and in Cardiff, the Rosemary Butler, who is the presiding officer at the Assembly in the Welsh Government, has made speeches and so on. She's very worried about what she calls the democratic deficit, particularly in South Wales here, but also across the UK. And that's where people don't know what's going on in their community. They don't know what their councils are doing. They don't know what their politicians are doing, because there's less and less news coverage about it. So people don't know where their taxes are being spent, and they have less and less say in it. So community journalism in particular is a way of grassroots journalism coming up and keeping a community in touch, building a community and keeping them informed. And some of it's about news and journalism and local councils and so on, but it can be about anything. It can be about sport, it could be about culture in the community, it can be about anything you want.
And is it going to be strictly on the internet, or are people...
So this MOOC, this new course that's launching in April, we've just announced it, but it starts in April. It's a 5-week online course. So it's just online, and it's a mixture of video and slide presentations and discussion forums and so on. around a kind of structure that takes people through the media theory. Why is community journalism growing? Why does it matter? Some practical tips and guidance, how to launch a site, things you need to think of, and some practical kind of journalism tips, I suppose. But it's really about best practice in handling information in public, how not to slander people, how to make sure that you don't get into trouble if you go and report a magistrate's court, that sort of thing.
So you're going to be one of the people involved and launching some online material. Who else is going to be involved in that project? Who else is going to be giving tips and...
Okay, so we're going to have quite a lot of the academics based out of the School of Journalism here at Cardiff because of the work we've been doing on community journalism. So Professor Justin Lewis, Professor Ian Hargreaves, some of the other academics there. But we're also filming some case studies of current community media sites in South Wales, but also beyond that as well, the Brixton blog and other community sites as case studies and examples. And we're talking to Ofcom, the big media regulator in the UK, and Nesta and other people who have a deep interest in this new area.
So we're going to have all kind of backgrounds. We're going to have the legal background for journalism. Are we going to have journalists who are on the field now giving tips? And
well, we're certainly going to have people who have already launched successful sites. So there's one guy, Richard who's launched something called the Caerphilly Observer just up the road here from Cardiff, which is now more and more successful. It started as a website, started with a little more on the blog, to be honest with you, but it's now a fully fledged online site, and he's now going into print every 2 weeks as a newspaper. So he's gone full circle from, if you like, starting online, and he's now publishing a printed newspaper every 2 weeks.
So that successful case, would you say that community journalism is the future for journalism?
I think it's part of the future. I mean, I think there's always going to be big mainstream media as well, but I think we're going to see more and more local grassroots community media. It's not just online, it can be community radio, it can be YouTube channels and so on as well. So community media, I think, is definitely going to be a big growing phenomenon.
And what kind of outcomes do you expect from this MOOC?
Well, Cardiff University is one of the kind of pilot universities in the UK for doing this. So Cardiff's doing 2 MOOCs. We're doing community journalism, but there's also a MOOC about Muslims in the UK as well. But if you go to the FutureLearn site, which is futurelearn.com, you can see there are dozens and dozens of different subjects from different universities all around Britain. But for Cardiff, these 2 are the pilot ones, and we're going to see how many people sign up and learn from this experience, and then see whether we want to develop more in the future. And so far we had 1,000 people register in the first 24 hours, and we'll take it from there.
That's great. So getting to a more practical view, who can do the course?
Anybody.
Anyone.
Absolutely anybody. But it's obviously aimed at people who either are interested in launching their own online sites or doing their own community media projects, or some academics who want to study it. But it's really there to help support people who'd like to start their own websites, their own community media outlets, and give them some help and support and tips on how to make it a success.
And how can people start the course? Is there any application first, or do they just go online?
They have to register in advance.
Okay.
So that they can do that at futurelearn.com and search for community journalism.
Is it open already?
It's open at the moment, and I think it will close at some stage, and then it actually starts on the 14th of April, runs for 5 weeks, and there'll be different content put up online each week. And it's estimated it should be about 4 hours work a week is what we're aiming at. So people can do it in their spare time and in the evenings.
And it's going to be an interactive course. People can ask their own questions and put their own thoughts on the website.
Absolutely, yeah.
And learn from the other people that are also following the course.
Yeah, there are going to be discussion forums, and there's a kind of weekly quiz and so on as well to kind of test what they've learned.
Oh, that's great. Yasmin, any other questions?
No, everything's perfect, thank you.
Can we just repeat again the website so people don't forget?
www.futurelearn, or one word.com.
Okay, thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you here. Thank you. Free hugs now?
Yeah, free hugs. Helena, you were last Saturday in the streets of Cardiff,
yeah.
and especially Queen Street.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
So, I went free hugging everyone. That was pretty much what I did. Last Saturday, there was a free hugs event at the City Centre of Cardiff, and CUTV couldn't miss it. So have a look at this video. Oh, that's great.
Did you know that your university town has a free hugs group?
Can we just repeat again
So
the
Cardiff
website?
does. I'm Elena. I'm going to show you everything for CUTV.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you here. Thank you.
With me is Sri right now, one of the organizers.
we
Tell
have
me, is this the first time?
We have been doing this for at least a year plus now,
in the streets
and this is
of Cardiff, and especially in street.
So how did
What
you
were you
come
doing?
Yeah, I mean the free hugs
So,
movement has been going on for
I went free
Yeah.
hugging
now
everyone.
everywhere in the
That was
world.
pretty much what I did.
Exactly.
Why
Last Saturday,
It-
there was a
Cardiff
free
is a
hugs
tourist town,
event
you know.
at the city center of Cardiff,
It has
and CUTV
all
couldn't miss
the
it.
nationalities.
So have a look at this video.
We just love having a
Did you know that your
feel
university
the
town
love.
has a free hug? So
Can
there's
you
a lot
just
of
repeat
people
again, the website?
You get 150 downloads by
for CUTV.
150 people every night.
Thank you very much. This is for the video here.
With some free huggers with me is Sri right now, one of the organizers. And John, say hi.
We have been doing this for at least a year plus now, and
Cardiff, and especially.
Do you want to talk about? There's some technological problems, Yasmin.
Yeah, so free hugs. It's been going on for quite a while, doesn't it?
It is something that I'm pretty sure everyone has heard about already. It started, I don't know, probably United States, I would say.
Okay.
And it's something that pretty much anyone can organize. You just need to get permission from the council.
Okay, so you still need permission from something.
From the council, and then you can just gather together some people. Social media is the best way
Yeah.
to do it.
They actually have a website, don't they? It's
Yes.
Cardiff
So for
Free
Cardiff,
Hugs Cardiff, isn't it?
yeah, it's a Facebook group.
Yeah.
Free Hugs Cardiff, and Twitter at Free Hugs Cardiff as well. So have a look now. CUTV was on the streets of Cardiff, free hugging everyone.
Did you know that your university town has a free hugs group? Yes, Cardiff does. I'm Elena. I'm gonna show you everything for CUTV. With me is Sri right now, one of the organizers. Tell me, is this the first time? No.
we have been doing this for at least a year plus now, and this is something that we are all passionate about.
So how did you come with this idea? I mean, the free hugs movement has been going on for
Yeah.
years now everywhere in the world.
Exactly. So
Why Cardiff?
in Cardiff is a student town, and it has all the nationalities. We just love having a free hugs. You feel the love.
So there's a lot of people joining?
You get at least upload by 150 people every time,
Really?
easily.
Well, I'm with some free huggers here. This is Rahul, this is Saj, and John. Say hi. So, why did you guys join the free hugs movement in Cardiff?
There's a hormone in our body called oxytocin, and it only gets released when you hug someone. And I want to work in oxytocin tonight.
So it's for a scientific reason,
Yeah,
pretty much.
scientific reason. For me, it's all about spreading the love. So for me, if I get a hug from someone, I feel happy.
Walking through here a couple of weeks ago, and Saj gave me a big hug, and it made my day.
And it's spread
He spread his love.
Martina right now, another free hugger. Tell us, Martina, why are you here today?
Well, I always loved the idea. I fell in love every day when I started in 2012, this end of year 2012. I feel it suits me, you know.
Does it really make a difference? Do you think it makes a difference on everyone that you have on the street?
People are happy. I just hold it and they come to me. Last time I was even tired.
I'm with some more free huggers right now. This is Ed, Patrick, and Menji. Ed, why did you join this movement?
It was at the end of 2 quite bad weeks in December, and I was walking, funnily enough, just along this stretch here, and I had a free hug, and I didn't stop smiling for the rest of the day. And through a really tenuous link of Facebook friends, I found Shri, and thought it made such a big difference to me that I wanted to make a big difference to other people. And actually, doing it is even more enjoyable than receiving it, so I'm having a great time.
Are people nice to you guys? I mean, do they actually, come and hug, or do they run away?
Yeah, and I thought having the smaller posters would have less hugs, but no, everyone's just as eager.
It's my time to distribute some free hugs for the name of CUTV. Let's see how it will go. Give me a free hug. How are you today? You want one? You want a hug as well?
Yes!
How are you today? Do you want a hug as well?
Absolutely.
So next time you see someone coming towards you, don't run away. Just give them a free hug.
This looks so much fun.
It was. Even though it was so cold,
Yes.
there was so many people there to hug whoever was passing by.
But what is the aim of hugging everyone in the streets? Because it can be pretty awkward.
I know, that's what I thought. I thought, like, you know, some people will just run away, but actually there were people coming towards us being like, can I have a hug? So I know, I think people engage with it. And I've heard that previous times there were people passing by that actually joined the group and just stayed there and hugged other people for a while.
It's true that, for example, if you have like a bad day or something and you have a free hug, it's suddenly your day seems like you've got the love.
Well, we saw Ed,
Yes.
who was passing by the last time they did it, and he said he was having a bad day, right? And that free hug just made his day and actually made him come to this event, and he was one of the most enthusiastic free huggers.
Okay.
So,
Is there going to be another event?
yeah, we just had a confirmation. There's going to be another free hug event on Queen Street on the 15th of February. That's the Valentine's weekend.
Oh yeah, so for all the lonely people,
Just go and
the next morning.
free hug everyone.
That's perfect. Thank you very much, Elena,
Thank
for that.
you, Yasmin. So that's all from us for tonight. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel 1 and to our YouTube channel 1 and Cardiff Union TV 1, and tune in every Wednesday at 6 p.m. for the latest news. To share your stories, tweet us at Cardiff Union TV and hashtag CUTV News. And we'll see
We've
you
got
next week.
one more video for you, and it's for the closing date for the Vice President, and it's the 20th of February. Have a look.
Carrie, I'm the current Students' Union President, and last year I was VP Sports and Athletic Union President.
I'm Hannah Pask. I was last year's Heath Park Campus Officer.
My name's Helen and I'm this year's Vice President Welfare.
Hi, I'm Megan David. I was the VP Welfare in 2012-2013.
Hi, I'm Harry Newman and I was the President of the Students' Union last year and the Societies Officer the year before.
Hi, I'm Beth Button. I was VP Education last year.
My name's Sarah Ingram, and in 2010-11 I was the Academic and University Affairs Officer.
We got some of the old elected officers together to bust some election myths. So take a look.
I was worried that taking a year between graduating and starting my career in the healthcare profession would affect my prospects. However, the transferable skills that I gained within this job have really helped me get where I am today. I'm now working as a physiotherapist and I absolutely love it.
You don't have to be a super keen student who's been involved in everything to do with the Students' Union before. I wasn't even a member of a society before I ran to be Societies Officer.
I didn't have a campaign video when I ran for Welfare Officer in the Student Union. I just did lots of talking face-to-face and managed to win and be successful.
For some people, having a big campaign team works, but for others, just going out with a small group of friends works just as effectively, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to win.
I didn't think that I would win my election because I had to balance it with my dissertation deadline, but I showed that you don't need to go out every night to win your election.
When I was a student, I wasn't part of a massive society or a massive sports club. I had lots of friends, but I wasn't super popular and I managed to win the elections.
As a postgraduate student, you are a member of the Students' Union and you are eligible to run in an election. So if you have those ideas, please do. I ran as a postgraduate law student and it was one of the best years of my life.
I think the other big thing is that your campaign doesn't have to be exactly the same as everyone else's. A lot of people think that you have to be there at the crossroads for 7 hours a day with a big team of 20 singing songs, and you don't have to. If that's not what works for you and you're not comfortable doing that, it doesn't mean that you're not going to win.
Some people have the perception that certain roles are for certain genders. But you can be a man and be welfare officer, and you can also be a woman and run to be VP Sports and run to be president.